Hello Libra, this is Victoria from Mindful Bamboo and this is your October Tarot Forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your love life and your career and workspace, and we'll get you some guidance from the universe on how to best utilize the energy of the months of October. At the end, I'll post some messages from your person of interest to yourself. Actually, it will be a message in love. I think those went very well in the last months, and so these are the love oracle cards. They will be guidance in love. So essentially it's not a message from a specific person, but it's relevant towards your love life. And it doesn't matter whether you have a specific person or you're between relationships, maybe you aren't even looking for anything right now, right? But this will be still guidance. And if you are in a place where you're not looking, not interested in a romantic love message, you can still use it towards your other important relationships, because the baseline for all of those is essentially the same. Okay, so we will start with an oracle message. Today I'm going to be using the Demonology deck. It is a well-known deck. I've never had it. I actually had somebody give it to me, so at least temporarily. So that's where I am with the cards, but they are really interesting, so I am trying to make use of them while I can. What else do I want to say? If you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, that's the best way to know what's going on, and very soon I'm going to be doing some sweepstakes for you to get a chance to win a free personal reading, which I'm also doing. So you can reach out to me via an email address or through my website, mindfulbamboo.com. And that's also where you can subscribe to my newsletter. There's a link in the description box if you're looking for something that you can easily click. Mindfully Awake is my TV show. I had recorded a few very exciting episodes in the recent weeks. The most popular one was about biomechanical training, where I did an interview with my biomechanics instructor. So check that out. I'm sure that you can appreciate the conversation that we had, and of course, if that's something you're interested in, I'm sharing details of Jess, my instructor, so that you can find in a separate playlist that I have on this channel. It's called Mindfully Awake, and you can just see it's going to be one of the latest episodes on biomechanics. There are other great topics, of course, as well, on balancing masculine and feminine, on negative self-talk, and how important it is in our presentation of ourselves and our success in the world, right? And how we can turn that around. It's interesting because a lot of negative self-talk is rooted in our childhood, and a lot of times, of course, it wasn't an intentional move, but some important figures in our life had set us towards that criticism, towards that negative self-talk. And we may not necessarily remember where it all started. Usually we don't, in fact, but it lives with us. It becomes our own voice, even though at some point it was imposed upon us by somebody else. Anyway, without further ado, Libra, let's get started with your reading. And of course, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. So your oracle message is your commitment is being tested, the first quarter moon. So what does it mean? It means that if you are experiencing any kind of setbacks or something that starts giving you doubts on whether you're on the right path, there's a good chance that this is a test. And this is to give you an idea that sometimes that's what happens. You know, if there is a setback, if there is some kind of negative event, it doesn't necessarily mean that whatever you're doing is not for you, is not suitable, you should leave it and do something else. No. Sometimes it's exactly the opposite. It's how the universe, the higher power, whatever you believe in, the divine, is checking how serious you're about it, or are you still serious about it if it's been a long journey, for example. So that's what it is. How serious are you? What's your commitment? Yeah, essentially, that's the question, that's the message, that's the test. Let's see what we have for you, Libra. And we just had a powerful gateway of eclipses, by the way. We had a lunar eclipse in Pisces and a solar eclipse in Libra. So if you haven't seen the guided messages on my channel yet, I did it for each of the eclipses, please check them out, especially for the eclipse in Libra, I would say. But if you have a chance, if you have time, do both. I did put timestamps on them so you can jump straight into the signs, zodiac signs that you're interested in. Okay, so for your love life, we have 2 of Wands, Judgment, you could be dealing with a Scorpio, and 8 of Cups. Just did a Twinflame message with reading with similar message today. 4 of Swords, and by the way, I apologize for the delay. It was the read this month, but I've just come back from the 2-week trip. It was quite intense. I thought I might start my October reads there, but I didn't really have a chance. And the internet was a real struggle, so even posting my Twinflame updates or the eclipse reading was, you know, a pain. So I realized that I'll just have to wait till I'm back home to continue with this. But you also get a new backdrop, so that's exciting, right? 4 of Swords for your career, 5 of Swords, okay, progression, and Queen of Wands. And then the advice, King of Pentacles, beautiful, Ace of Wands, wow, and 5 of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the 5 of Cups. Yeah, so I started talking about a negative event, and I get here that that's connected actually with this 5 of Cups energy, that the unfortunate event could have been, you know, the loss of something, or the loss of a particular goal, a particular target that you had. Maybe you've already negotiated some kind of collaboration, and last minute the person pulls out of it, and you are suddenly thinking, oh, maybe it's a sign that this isn't for me, right? In a relationship, it could be some level of commitment, or, you know, whatever that common activity is that you were going to do together. And then the person says, you know what, I have my reasons, and this is not going to happen, at least for now, right? And you start thinking about it and overthinking in your head. Libra is an air sign, so it easily happens for air signs. Like, is that a sign? Is that supposed to be a message between the lines that this person isn't for me, or that we aren't really going in the right direction, whatever it is, right? And you're asked not to overthink, really. So there is some kind of choice that you will be presented with. And the choice needs to be in alignment with who you are, with your spiritual self, also with the goals that you set for yourself. You know, not a choice of convenience, but a brave choice to go into the unknown and to expand, right? And the more of those choices you're going to make, or at least if you start with this one, the more expansion and enlightenment and guidance from the divine you're going to get. It will also mean leaving certain people, places, situations behind that are not in accordance with this new choice. And since this is in the love section of the spread, I would say that could be around your romantic partner or other personal close relationships, could be friends or family, any of the above. Right? So be mindful that in this case, the commitment is to the truth and to the authentic you, right? And if there's somebody or something that doesn't resonate with it, that's not in alignment with it, then they have to go. Even if it's going to make you sad, even if it's already making you sad, even thinking about it. Sometimes it's the best thing that you can do for yourself and for that person. For your career space, we have 4 of Swords, 5 of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. There could be someone in your workspace, a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, who would be instrumental in this next phase of your career growth, of your development, right? So if somebody comes in, let them in, bring them up to speed and notice what they are doing, right? Either when helping you or in their own right, because that will definitely add inspiration to you and give you some creative ideas on how you want to move next about your career, right? There is this point about being let down, maybe lied to, maybe unintentionally, just somebody promised something and they didn't do it, right? That puts you into this kind of a spin of having to fix everything by yourself. Again, be careful with that, because especially if you're trying to cover up for someone's mistakes, it's not really teaching anybody anything. And maybe that person would appreciate it, but it's okay if you do it once, maybe. But if you see it's a repeated pattern, then you're only calling negative karma onto yourself by covering up, by trying to fix it by yourself without making it known. And of course, a lot of times the covering up part could also mean that maybe you don't want anyone to know that you were part of that team, or you were the manager of that team that screwed up, or got the bad result. Like, that's going to reflect poorly on you, right? Think about it. See how you can heal that fear so that you can be honest with this specific person and with anybody else who has questions about it. The guidance, we have King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and Five of Wands. Absolutely love the Ace of Wands here. So definitely lots of creative energy and inspiration is coming into your life, right? And this is an entrepreneur card, the King of Pentacles. So whether it's you, or this could be somebody else who has got more experience or more success, and they could be an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. But either you are supposed to embrace this energy of being successful, being abundant even before you get to that level, to that point, or it's somebody else who will be encouraging you with the abundance that they have. So it's a little tricky, because there is a fine line between being happy for someone's success and being jealous of it, or beating yourself up, right? This is a stick, so you can use it for inspiration, to get inspired from another person's success, so you can start beating yourself up that you don't have the same, or you coulda, woulda, shoulda been in a similar place by now, or even better, right? So be careful with that, whether it's other people who may be saying something like that to you, or you are imposing that criticism onto yourself. That's really gonna block your further success. So it's important to like I was saying, to use this experience with this person as, not necessarily even role model, but see what's possible. It's like, if that person can do it, then I can definitely do it. That sort of idea. Okay, let's see what kind of love messages we have for you. And we got something right away. Girl with a snake. Ooh. I don't think I've gotten this one yet. Empath and narcissist paradigm. Wow. Being charmed or used. Enable boundaries. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about at the beginning. That leaving behind people, places, situations that don't serve you, right? If they have been taking advantage of you, then it's time to say goodbye, right? The narcissist and empath paradigm is a little more specific, so take it how it resonates. But if you know, or you suspect that you have been in that kind of dynamic, that the person you're involved with is a narcissist, or at least a very toxic person, then definitely there's a lot of information out there these days about the narcissist empath relationship, the codependent relationship. There isn't anything else there, really. It can be masked as love for a while, but deep down it's not. And as soon as you start digging, you will see, like, it will just fall apart. So that's definitely then a confirmation, if you've been considering that already, this is a confirmation that that's what it is. And then you need to get away from this person and from this situation that you're in, right? Or they'll continue taking advantage of you. And it's an interesting metaphor about the snake. I see it more like a, you know, like a sucking of the energy, right? Like the person is just like sucks your energy over and over again. If it's not in your reality, then obviously this is just more about creating boundaries, so that in the future, when somebody comes along, when somebody's trying to build a trusting relationship with you, that you can hold those boundaries strong. You don't need to go into a crisis to start building boundaries, right? But the crisis may just get you enable those more, like be more focused on this topic, but it is important in any case. Okay, I will leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, Libra. I love you guys, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. This reading, by the way, was for Sun, Moon, and Rising Libra. And if you're interested in, this was for your Sun sign reading, and you're interested in other placements, then check out other videos. I love you all.